Okay, sorry for not uploading in a day or two. For me, school's starting in a bit, so having quite a busy 2 weeks, and it's just a mess. Haven't bought my textbooks yet. Haven't paid tuition. Still waiting on financial aid and all that. So, yeah, haven't had too much time to either play the game or do anything on YouTube, but probably after this week, I'll have a bit more free time. But this week's upload schedule might be a little bit weird, so I'm just gonna tell you that in advance. But anyways, yesterday we had our featured dinos this week announced, and oh boy, they are great. This is probably the best week yet, and I know I keep on saying this every week, but they just keep on getting better and better. All right, so starting off, this theme is armor, which is great. I've heard a lot of people asking for this, and they finally got this one now. So, Monday, Tuesday, which is today and tomorrow, we got commons 24 attempts, and the cooldown is 1 hour. I still don't like the 1 hour cooldown. I think it's a bit long, but anyways, it's all good considering these aren't the most important commons. I personally need a lot of Euphalocephalus. I have enough Parasaurs right now for Tragonistus, but unfortunately, I am short on Euphalocephalus, so this will be helpful to me. But I also won't be sad if I don't get all 24. It's not that big of a deal. So, anyways, Monday we've got these Anky Gen 2. You could make Ankylocodon, but to be honest, unless you live in local 1, there's no reason to really go for Anky Gen 2. By the way, they fixed Ankylocodon's crit, so now Ankylocodon's crit actually crits. Before it doesn't crit, even though it crits, but like it doesn't crit. Anyways, Ankylocodon, by the way, is a really good early to mid game tank. Even like around like Sword of Marshes, it's a pretty good tank. Only a few tanks outclass it. It's really good. But anyways, if you're short on Eupliocephalus, just stock up on those. For Wednesday and Thursday, this time rare, we only have 2 days, but it's not too big a deal since we only have 12 attempts on 2 rares, which is Ankylocodon and Nodosaurus. Probably go for Nodosaurus. I mean, you could go for Ankylocodon. Like, I personally don't like going for rare hybrids. Even when I see rare hybrids around me, I won't dart them because I'd rather I'd rather use the DNA for fusing for EXP, because rare hybrids give the best EXP per coin in the game. So I usually don't catch them. I'd rather have that EXP instead. So I suggest probably go for Nodosaurus instead on Wednesday and Thursday. But if you go for Ankylocodon, that's not too big of a deal either, since Nodosaurus is quite important for Stegodeus, and you would want Stegodeus. If you don't have one, or if yours is lower level, you probably want it higher. Like, although it might seem to a lot of you that at first Stegosaurus DNA might be what's limiting Stegodeus, but once you get up higher in the levels, Nodosaurus starts lacking a bit. So yeah, since I mean Stegodeus or Stegosaurus and Apatosaurus, they're all global dinos, and so is Nodosaurus, but commons do have a higher spawn rate than rares. So although at first you'll be lacking on Stego or Pato DNA, but then later in the game, when you get like, if you're trying to get this thing to like level 26, 27 or whatever, you'll start lacking on Nodo DNA. So Nodosaurus is a good bet if you want to go for the rares. There's only 2 to choose from anyway, so this is, whatever. So the interesting one is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got 15 attempts on epics. Wow, this is unbelievable. This is like them giving out free money, basically. This is unbelievable. I never would have imagined this to be the case. So a lot of people are very confused on what to go for this one. I've heard lots of questions. A lot of people ask me what to go for on the weekends. So first of all, we have Ankylosaurus and Sinoceratops. These are the non-hybrid epics. And then we got 3 hybrid epics, which are Margocephalus, Notapatosaurus, and Stegoceratops. So first off, I want to say like these 3 hybrid epics are probably the 3 most important hybrid epics in the game. But that being said, I would not suggest going for any of these 3 since their ingredients, well, I guess our Margocephalus isn't that easy, but Notapatosaurus and Stegoceratops are extremely easy. Both of their components, a rare and a common, are all global spawns, so you could get those easily. Like their DNA, and like especially Notapatosaurus is extremely hard to dart, so you're probably gonna get more DNA on a single Noto and Apatosaurus encounter than darting a Notapatosaurus. So it's, first of all, Notapatosaurus is extremely not worth it. Stegoceratops isn't the easiest thing to dart either. Margocephalus is actually quite easy to dart, but anyways, still I would not suggest going for that. So the question is to go for Ankylosaurus or Sinoceratops. I would say go all in Ankylosaurus, and the reason is the Sino hybrids, like, I could see the argument going for Sinoceratops because the Sinoceratops hybrids are extremely easy to obtain in comparison to the Ankylosaurus hybrids. But the Ankylosaurus hybrids are just infinitely just better than the Sino hybrids. I really, if you have the resources for the Anky hybrids, definitely go for the Ankylosaurus, all 15 on Anky. And even if you don't have enough, like, the Sino hybrids are tempting, but they really aren't that good. Especially Allosinosaurus. There is no reason to use that thing. It really is just it's pretty bad, to say the least. It looks cool. I'll give it that, but it's really battle. And also Utah Sinoraptor. With all the Stegodeus running around, Utah Sinoraptor is pretty much worthless. A 1 level higher Stegodeus could basically one-shot Utah Sinoraptor, because first turn superiority, second turn it outspeeds, and APR, and Utah Sinoraptor's dead. I don't see the point in getting Utah Sino at all at the moment. Even its hybrid Utah Rhinex is the worst unique hybrid, and it's just not good at all. I don't see why you should go for them. But if you really don't play that much, if you're like a super casual, then maybe go for Sinoceratops if you really don't have Rajasaurus or Kentrosaurus. But like Anky DNA is just so good. I really highly suggest everyone go for 15 attempts on Anky. The 2 Anky hybrids, Kentrosaurus and Regikylosaurus, they both have a really decent unique hybrid. And Kentrosaurus has Trichosaurus, which is probably one of the best dinos in the game right now. And Diorajosaurus isn't horrible. I personally wouldn't waste Tojangosaurus DNA on Diorajosaur, but yeah, whatever. It's still decent because you're getting that thing out at level 21 anyways, and it only needs 100 DNA to level up again. So it's really easy to get a level 22 Diorajosaur if you have the resources, and they're giving you the resources. 15 attempts on Ankylosaurus. So Rajakylosaurus itself is really strong, and Kentrosaurus is really strong. Personally, I'm enjoying Kentrosaurus a lot. It has so much outplay potential. Like, even those dinos that people think counter Kentrosaurus gets absolutely shredded when you play it right. So yeah, that's a very fun dino. Yeah, the problem really is if you're going for an Ankylosaurus is just the other components, Rajasaurus and a Kentrosaurus, which are both. Well, Rajasaurus isn't that hard to get since it is an all-day epic spawn, and Kentrosaurus is just so hard to get. It's a day spawn. It's a day epic spawn in local 1, which it's pretty hard to get, but if I mean, it's really worth it because with 15 attempts, you're gonna get, assuming you get like 150 on Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus is the easiest epic to dart. It's easier than a lot of rares. It's easier than a lot of commons to dart actually. So it's not hard to get high DNA on that. So assuming you get like 150 or even like 100 if you're like super low level and you get 100. So that's like 1.5k Anky DNA. And if you were focusing on one before and you couldn't split the resources, after this you could totally split the resources. You could like go for both. You could still, if you're maining a Kentrosaurus, you could still work on a Kentrosaurus and then start Rajakylosaurus, or the other way around, since you just have so much Anky DNA. And also, if you guys want me to do a comparison video, just if any of you are wondering which one to go for, Enkentro or Rajakylo, you can tell me in the comments below, and I'll probably go over it later this week, maybe tomorrow. And also the Sino hybrids too, if you guys are interested, because if you don't have anything better and you live in local 1 and see Sinoceratops a lot, definitely do go for the Sino hybrids. But if you really want to know which one's better, just tell me in the comments below and I'll go over them. So anyways, that's it for this week's featured creatures. And also one more thing I want to talk about, if I could get to it. Yeah, one other news that came out on the 1st was that Brachiosauruses will be migrating. So when they say migrating, it means that they're first being introduced into the wild, since they weren't anywhere before except for the Canadian event. So my guess is that they're going to be global all-day spawns, since 1, we don't have a all-day global epic, and 2 is we don't have a global epic that does not have a hybrid. So they've got to throw this in to dilute the global epic pool. That's my guess. It's a really good dino by itself. It doesn't have hybrid though, but anyway, just for what it's worth, Brachiosaurus is still a great epic dino. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Let's hope this Brachie comes out soon. Really work on those Anky DNA, and I'll see you guys soon then, if my schedule allows me to.